How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Lobby Up with Johnny Lay and Sierra.
Yeah, we got the podcast and the divorce. We are broadcasting as the new hosts of Lobby Up.
The boys couldn't handle Overcooked, so we're taking their little show away.
Now the show is going to be less about gaming and more about who got left at the altar in the Love is Blind season finale.
Let us in! Let us in!
Shut up! We're doing a show here!
I think we can just edit that out.
You guys ready? Lobby up.
Hey guys, lobby up.
GG's, lobby up.
Dude, we gotta lobby up.
Lobby up.
Hey, should we lobby up?
Yo, lobby up.
Lobby up, y'all.
Hey, let's grab a beer. Lobby up.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Lobby Up. Today we got Matt and Lewis in the house.
What's up? What's up?
And we also have two special guests. But before we get there, we're going to introduce our newest segment. Today we're introducing Lobby Up Together. Lobby Up Together is the newest way we're going to present co-op games that we play to you guys. And what better way than to present our first Lobby Up Together than with our real-life co-op partners, our wives. So introducing first, we have the lovely Sierra.
Hello.
Sierra is Matt's wife, so Matt, take it away. Please introduce your lawfully wedded wife.
This is my wife.
There we go.
We've been playing a lot of games together for a long time and super excited to have her on the podcast with us.
Nice. And we're introducing my lovely wife, Johnny Lay. Say hello.
Hello.
Johnny Lay and I have been playing together, 10 years now? Was it 10 years?
You forced me to play about 10 years, yeah.
That's true. When I met Johnny Lay, she was an absolute zero gamer, and she thought that all of that was cringe. And here she is now, 10 years later, on a podcast about gaming and being cringe with me. So it's freaking awesome.
Also forced.
I don't know. You look good in those Turtle Beach headphones.
So, Matt, please introduce the game that we are going to be talking about today.
So not just one, but two, my friend. The Overcooked series is 2 games, and believe it or not, it's so crazy to even call it an indie series because that's what it started out as. Team 17 is a legendary publisher of indie games that are high quality. You're talking about legendary games like Worms, and they've done things as recent as Ukulele. They are awesome, and not only did they publish the first game, but they loved the first game so much they actually helped develop the sequel. So this series is awesome. It's I think it's kind of reached the epitome of co-op couch games. You start off just either 1, 2, 3, or 4 people all trying to just cook a meal. That's all. The premise is simple. You're just trying to cook a meal, but chaos is always ensuing. It's not as simple as just make the burger or make the taco. There's like an avalanche or an earthquake, or you're on a hot air balloon and everything's on fire. And not only that, but you also have to try to communicate with the other person because sometimes the map gets split in half just randomly. So there's so much opportunity for these like hilarious but also insanely frustrating moments.
And emphasis on frustration, because this is not a game. And you guys will hear as we go through this episode that out of the 4 of us, I am definitely the one coming out of this experience the most negative. But I will state my case and let it be known that I do enjoy this game in small little spurts. But let's go ahead and start with the first game. And I want to go ahead and leave the mic out to our guests. We're going to start out with Miss Johnny Lay because she had a wonderful experience playing the game series backwards.
Yeah, I started playing from the second game because it was the newer one, but I absolutely loved it. I couldn't put it down. I mean, I was playing nonstop. I was getting on Lewis's nerves because I wanted to play every single day. And he thought it was all anxiety ridden. So I absolutely loved it. But going from the second game to the first game was really difficult for me. I think the graphics and just like the different mechanics, I actually didn't finish the first game. I think I did maybe 2 or 3 levels before I put it down.
And looks like we're 2 peas in the pod because I didn't even touch the first game. I watched her play it and I'm like, the second one's better. I'm going to stick with the second one.
Yeah, and I'm going to come in here in defense because imagine trying to play any sequel and then follow it up from like the humble beginnings. You can't even throw food in the first
Mm-mm.
one. So it's a huge frustration. But Sierra and I started off with the first one, and you like the first one, don't you?
Yeah, I loved it.
Well, what do you love about the first one?
Kevin.
Oh my goodness, Kevin! Do you guys know that you can pet Kevin?
I think we knew that.
Dude,
I actually
don't remember that.
I didn't know that either.
When I figured out that I can pet Kevin, I died.
Wait a
I
second.
was, you can
Is-
pet Kevin.
Is that a sequel feature or is that in the first one?
I don't know. It's definitely in the second one.
Well, that's
Ah.
points. That's points against the first one. And you know what? You said that. How can you start with the sequel and go to the first one? I mean, we did that for Star Wars, and it worked out just fine. So Overcooked,
Unintended.
Overcooked needs to get it together because the sequel was infinitely better.
But the first one, when you're going through the campaign and stuff, you get to know Kevin's personality, and he's
He's an
hilarious.
asshole.
Well, I as I was watching Johnny Lay play the first game, one of her biggest complaints, and Sierra, you can chime in on how you coped with this, but weren't you saying that the camera was extremely frustrating compared to the second one, Johnny Lay?
I think in the first one, I don't think it follows you. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember.
I think you were saying that in the first game, the camera follows you, and in the second game, it's a fixed camera. So you don't get to see in the first game, at least what I noticed, you can't see the entire stage. It follows your character. And I was watching Johnny Lay getting super frustrated with that. And then she's like, oh no, like the camera sucks compared to the second game. But Sierra, like, how did you feel about the first game compared to the second game when you upgraded?
Honestly, I mean, I felt like there wasn't a whole lot of a difference, but it's been a minute since I played the first one because we've been playing the second one now, and so it's hard to remember that. I really appreciate the game overall. I think it taught us how to work together more than any other game we've ever played together. And we played Fortnite, and I'm not going to get ahead of us, but A Way Out, and those are both great communication building games that require a lot of teamwork. But Overcooked is somehow more intense than both of those games combined. Cooking is officially more intense than the Hunger Games and escaping prison.
Listen, I play Tetris on the hardest difficulty, and I can do it with my eyes closed, and that feels like a vacation compared to Overcooked.
And she's speaking literally because we beat A Way Out together, and Overcooked is more difficult, hands down.
Dude, easily. And again, Johnny Lay is like, after a long shift, you're working all day. I drove home after an hour and a half. The kids are screaming. The water heater is broken, whatever. Johnny Lay is like, let's play Overcooked. And I'm just like, please, no. Can we play, I don't know, anything else?
But that's the thing too, is I know we talked a little bit about this off mic, Lewis, but I know that you play a lot of video games to relax, unwind from your day. And we've mentioned this before, like when you play the Hellblade saga. That's not a game that you play at the end of the day to relax. And
now there's Overcooked. There's Overcooked.
There's Overcooked. And I think that you have a point there in terms of this is a game that's meant to be challenging. It's not meant to relax you and be that cozy vibe. This is like, we're going to war.
Well, and Johnny Lay and I, so we did put some hours in together, and we don't mean to brag, but can you tell them what we earned?
Well, we didn't play some hours together. We played the whole game, and we got to the four stars. So after you finish everything, it unlocks a whole new game where you can now achieve 4 stars, and it is ridiculous. It is ridiculously hard. I think we only did 2.
So when it's 4 stars, is it just more points, or
Yeah,
is there like
but
an actual challenge?
No, it's just you have to score higher, but
Wow.
it is ridiculously hard.
Yeah, that
I-
is the challenge.
I can only imagine because there are some 3 stars that we made by like the skin of our teeth, like just barely.
Yeah, Johnny Lay and I were able to 3-star every single level, and we beat the game 100%. Well, that's not true. We thought we beat the game 100% after getting 3 stars on every single level, and then the game's like, oh, you had a stressful time? Let's go ahead and add a 4th star. And it is hardcore, and the amount of time that we spent on like a single level just to get the 4 stars was one level, and I was done. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm done.
when you guys beat the game the first time before the 4 stars, and then you saw that for the first time, that's like when the boss's HP bar comes back. You're like, yes, I beat him, and then it's like, you're like, oh crap.
So as we continue talking about Overcooked, obviously one of the main things that we're talking about is stressors, and how we play together. But there is a crazy person in this lobby right now that beat the game by herself in its entirety.
So I had 3 different games going. So I had a game going with Lewis, and then I had a game going with our daughter Ellie, and then I had my own game. So I beat the game a lot of times. I love the game, guys.
I mean, I'm slowly morphing from impressed to concerned.
It's her Smash Bros.
So Johnny Lay, how do you play by yourself? Is it with an NPC, and do they work well with you?
No, so it's a double. So there's 2 of you. So there's only one. You're the main person, but there's a double, so you have to switch back and forth between your character. So you're essentially just playing like 2 players by yourself.
Hey, me, throw me the bread. Oh, yeah, throw me back the lettuce.
Exactly. The pizza's on fire. Get the burger.
And then when you mess up, you can only blame yourself.
Wait, how do you even control 2 characters at the same time, though?
I beat the entire game, 3-starred every single level. And I got a lot of 4 stars also.
No, like, I need to know, how do you control 2 characters at the same time?
Yeah, you can only control one character at a time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But you keep them busy.
Oh, wow. But still, you're, like, constantly juggling back and forth.
I would run into the room constantly yelling at Lewis that I am a master.
She was running around the house going, I am a god.
You're rubbing off on her, Lewis.
Or who's to say I didn't get that quote from her after she beat
chicken or
Overcooked.
the egg in this. Yeah.
So you guys have put some time in. Who introduced the game to you both, Sierra and Matt?
I remember it was for free on PlayStation Plus a long time ago, and the first one was. And so I was playing it, and I was like, oh my god, this would be so much fun with Sierra. We loved it, and then we bought the second one.
Who convinced the other to buy it?
I don't think I needed convincing.
I think it was like a given. We're like, there's a second one. We have to own it.
Yeah, for us, it was recommended multiple times, but the person that got us to finally play it was our niece Ale. She visited us, and she's like, oh, we got to play this game. We got to play this game. And we did. It was really fun. I enjoyed it then. The creep of the stress didn't hit quite there. It wasn't quite there yet, but we had a great time, and we bought the second one outright. Thankfully, the game was actually on Game Pass, and all we had to do was purchase some of the DLC. So, shout out to Game Pass for that. But we've been playing, and like I said, I do try to play, but that's not a game that's on the top of my head to play. There are much better and less stressful games than Overcooked, but my wife seems to disagree.
I disagree.
She's like, this is Nirvana.
No.
I have found perfection. I have found my calm.
It is perfection.
So, Sierra, who's your main?
Oh, Shark every time.
Shark.
Chef Shark.
Johnny Lay?
So initially when I first started the game, it was definitely the crocodile until I got to the swamp level and I said, screw the crocodile. And now it's the little glowy ghost figure.
She released the crocodile into the... Well, I guess I'd be an alligator, but she was like, I'm done with him here.
I just found out that there's crocodiles in Florida.
What?
Yeah, I just found out there was crocodiles in Florida.
Florida really is the Australia of America.
No, Australia is the Florida of the world.
Florida is America's basement.
So, Matt, who do you main?
I've kind of got a few that I dabble with. I really like Narwhal, which I found out while playing this game is a real animal.
Oh my god, that was real.
Yeah, that's a real thing. Here on Lobby Up, we're going to announce that Matt thought narwhals weren't real.
Yeah, I was like, they're the unicorns of the sea. They don't exist. But yeah, now that I know they're real, it hits
Sierra,
hard.
and how does that make you feel?
Not good. Not good.
Hey, I didn't have to learn about all those animals out there. I was learning about the human body. So
Fair enough. Hopefully a patient doesn't come in and is like, I was stabbed by a narwhal, and you're gonna be like,
this guy's a psych patient. But yeah, I use those fictitious animals, narwhals, and then I also really enjoy using robots because it reminds me of Bender from Futurama. And then I also do use the crocodile.
fair enough. So, babe, what are the characters I use again? I know one for sure, and that's a genuine question. I am genuinely asking her. I love using the alien.
Yeah, use alien.
I'm not going to explain that joke because I don't want to get in trouble. But what's the other one I feel like I used another one every time you and I play.
The raccoon you use.
The raccoon. Yes, dude. I love raccoons. They're nature's thief. I love them.
Trash panda.
Love them.
Trash panda.
So clearly we've been talking its praises. Well, everybody's been talking their praises. I'm negative Nancy over here. But now I'm going to bring you guys down with me. Be negative with me. Sierra, what's one of the most annoying parts of this game if you had to choose any?
I have no complaints.
Yes, that's my girl.
No way. So you're telling me that
It
this
is perfect.
game is perfection incarnated. It is perfect and there is not a dang thing you would change about it.
Yeah, no, I love the game. I think it's great the way it is. The only thing I don't like about the game, it's just gameplay. It has nothing to do with. I think it's just another challenge. Is the rats? I hate the rats. I like to gather like my ingredients ahead of time. And
Oh, the rats!
Yes,
It took me a second to figure out what you were talking about.
I know specifically one. There's like this 3-column looking kitchen where you're making soups, and like all the things that you need for the left side are on the right side, and all the things you need for the right side are on the left side. So you have to take all that crap all the way over. And she's right. We like to line it up and get it ready to go and get it chopped up. These rats don't give a shit. They'll come up and take chopped food. They'll come up and take rotten, moldy food. They don't care, and it sucks. It made it so much more challenging.
So for me, prior to the DLC, any platform that moves and you can no longer get to the other side, like the rafts, the hot air balloons, that drives me up the wall. It makes me want to jump off the platform with my character.
I think you did do that.
Yeah, true. You're right. But once the DLC hit, the camping DLC was a game changer in annoyance. There is this mechanic in there where all the ingredients is in the other person's backpack. So I have to turn around. She has to get all the wood from my backpack. And then I got to turn around. And then I got to get all the marshmallows from her backpack. And then we got to split and make s'mores. I was so annoyed. We played 3 rounds that night, and I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to play this. I'm gonna go pull my teeth out.
I will interject. I did that level on my own, and I did better than when I did it with Lewis.
It's truth. This is one of those games that Jari Lay smokes me, and I don't want to be that guy because I'm not just saying this because she's my wife. I believe she's probably the best player here. It's actually kind of wild.
She just found a way to take off her backpack somehow, and she just was pulling it out on her
Emptied
own.
all the marshmallows out.
Dude, I'd be playing Hellblade in the other room, and then she'd walk in, she'd just look at me and go, 4-star, and just walk out. I'm like, okay.
All right, well, Johnny Lay, I know that you obviously love this game a lot, but was there anything about it that you found annoying?
Nope.
Dang,
It was
you and Sierra
perfect.
both.
The game is
Wow.
perfect. I love the game.
Wow.
Everything about it. I even love the way that the bus in the main screen, the bus runs over the little trees and the houses. I freaking love everything about the game. All of it.
I love that so much. Honestly, I feel like that overworld doesn't get enough love because it is just very cutesy and silly.
It's so cute. I love it.
So, Matt, what was your most annoying part of this game?
Well, I'll be honest. I think that because it was an indie game, there's moments where in this kind of little Unity engine where it's trying to figure something out that you're doing and it can try its best to show you what that looks like. For example, being on an edge of a cliff above lava. I would think that I'm standing perfectly fine on that cliff and fall off many times. No one relates. No one
So
relates
you're
to that.
saying like glitches in the game?
not really a glitch as much as it is like a visual representation of what you think is happening. And then as you're like standing close, like it'll look like you can walk somewhere and you just fall
Oh,
off.
I get it. So honestly, dude, it took me a moment to understand what you were saying, but I do get what you're saying now. There are these alien levels in the second one where the ground like will dip into the lake, and as it comes back up, there is a small little path. You think you can take that path, and you completely overshoot it because of the isometrical angle, and you just fall off with a full meal that you were ready to deliver.
Right.
Is that
Like that, something traumatizing like that, because like you can do like weird little routes in this game. Sometimes you can walk around the edge and it'd be fine. And then other times you're like, oh, I can clearly walk here. And then it's like, ha, you're dead. You know, and this,
Go redo the meal.
yeah.
No, fair. And apologies, because it did take me a moment to understand what you were saying, but I do get what you're saying. I do believe, again, that has a lot to do with that isometric angle that the fixed camera's in. And it has gotten me many of times. And listen, Johnny Lay is talking over there smack about how great she is, but I was the one that had to walk those meals across those little barren wastelands when we were playing
No,
together.
we both did it. Don't start.
So I'm going to start with Sierra here. What was your favorite aspect? This should be an easy question to answer because you love this game so much. What's your favorite aspect of this game?
Well, I already answered it. Kevin.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, without Kevin. Kevin is out. Kevin has been put down.
God. All right, I'm leaving.
What would you say your favorite aspect of this game is?
Outside of Kevin. Wow. This is a tough one.
Take your time.
What else is there?
There's like the 98% of the rest of the game.
I feel like Sierra's having an existential crisis. What is Overcooked? What am
is
I?
life without Kevin?
The whole time we were just fighting to keep Kevin alive. To protect him from the big spaghetti monster. No, I really like working together. I know that's probably sounds cheesy, but games that encourage, communication and just working together as a unit is really exciting and fun for me. And it'd be great. Matt would say, "Hey Sierra, you got that onion?" And I'd say, "Yeah," and then he'd see the little countdown of my body reviving. But yeah, it's all in good fun.
Johnny Lay, passing the question on to you.
Well, hold on. I have something to say about that. So I think it's actually funny. She sounds like the therapist here. But they're talking about like the great communication that they had, and hey, the onion is ready, and oh, go turn in the burger, and that sounds all great. Lewis and I were literally fighting the whole time we were playing this game. We were fighting the whole time, and I'm thinking I'm saying something, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I already told you." He's like, "You're not talking out loud."
Yeah, so she's so used to playing by herself that she thinks she's telling me things, and she's like, "I told you to go deliver that." I'm like, "You literally did not say a word."
She's used to playing with herself, and in her mind, she told her second Johnny Lay to go do this. So she's like, "Why can't you keep up with me and myself?"
Get it together.
Yeah, so we would definitely yell at each other, but we were also hitting those 4 stars. So like it was definitely working for us, but that's also why after 30 minutes to an hour of this game, I was exhausted beyond belief. So, I'm going to blame my partner.
Your partner played a whole game alone.
True.
Lewis, I think the question you're supposed to be answering right now is what you liked about the game.
Listen, I will definitely, I can answer that for sure. I've been joking. The jokes have been flying. I know that out of the 4 of us, definitely I'm the one coming out the most negative about the game, but I did thoroughly enjoy the game when it was fun, when it was not stressful, when I wasn't playing this game after a shift, when I wasn't playing the game after telling my kids to go to bed 20 times. When it was just for fun, I did have a good time. I think the premise of the game, like Sierra said, communication, talking with your partner, it's hilarious. I think that's the best word to describe. It's just straight up funny, because as much as we're joking about yelling at each other, we were laughing our asses off as we were yelling. And it's like, "Why'd you drop the plate? Deliver it. Do it in order." It was hilarious. until it wasn't. and that's where my gripe with this game is. I couldn't play the game for longer than half an hour to an hour before being like, you know what, I am done. I don't want to play this game. So I do have favorite aspects, and I would agree with Sierra. The communication aspect is really fun. But I would have to pass this question back to Johnny Lay because she did interject. What is your favorite part of this game?
Well, just like you agreed with Sierra, I'm agreeing with Sierra. It's Kevin.
Oh my God.
You can pet him, and he'll sit there and he'll just like, yes. You can pet him as much as you want.
Fair enough, but I am not, just like Sierra, I'm not going to accept that answer because Kevin is dead.
And plus, Johnny Lay, you played with yourself, so you're going to need to elaborate a lot more.
You need to elaborate.
I
a
can
lot
tell
more.
you a whole bunch of things. I can tell you a whole bunch of things that I like about that.
That took me a second. Anyways, what's your favorite part of this game?
Honestly, I think it's a wonderful game. Like I loved being challenged. Sometimes I would play a level, I'm not kidding you, 17, 18 times. So I can get that 3-star or that 4-star. So it was really nice, like playing with Lewis. It was really nice playing with my daughter. It's a co-op game, so it was really nice to like play with other people. But overall, like the graphics were amazing. There was a lot of glitches in this game, which I also thought were hilarious. But like it's a beautiful game.
Thank you. And I'm going to go ahead and toss this question over to Matt for a slam dunk.
I think Johnny Lay kind of hit the nail on the head because that's honestly one of the biggest things that attracted to me to this game was the challenge in each level. Is every time that you're going into the kitchen, you know what you're going to make, and you might have already made it before, but you have no idea what you're up against. And Sierra actually pointed out to me a long while ago how I play games is I don't always do well super intuitively whenever I'm going into something new. But if I can kind of get my bearings and prepare, then if I can hone the skill down, then I can like knock it out of the park. And so every time that we would go into a new level, I always really like to just kind of like, okay, let's just look around. Let's just like assess the environment. Can we just like see what's happening here? And then we can just like start over. And
Yep,
then
we
play.
Restart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's
that'll
doing
fly.
that, and I'm over there chopping like my life depends on it. Like, no, we gotta play this level now.
I'm like, I'm not even playing.
Same. I was doing the same thing. It's like, what's going on? Starting to chop onions. Totally get that.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because I kind of play the same way. Like I want to see kind of like the layout of the land.
Yeah.
And there are certain levels that the timer does not start when like the level starts. Most of them start right away, but there's some that the timer doesn't start. So it's fun to like you can prep like 10 different dishes. As many plates as you have, you can prep them and get them ready to go. And then when you're done prepping 10, 15, I think I've done like 20 before. You just kind of like turn them all in, and it's like this other level of satisfaction, and like the score is insane because you were able to prep it. So
She's like, that dopamine rush. I need
Yeah.
more. I need more. 5
Yes.
stars, 6 stars.
give me 7.
Well, and honestly, the consensus here is that this game is great. This game is fantastic. Oh, the communication. Oh, the love. Blah, 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 blah. Because you want to know something? Everything you guys said was completely thrown out the window when the 4 of us played together.
That was chaos.
It was. And so like
Accused.
when Matt and I play, each of us has our own area that we manage, and if anyone needs something, then we'll help each other out, but we stay in our own spaces. But when it was all 4 of us, I kept losing track of my character. I'd be watching Johnny Lay. Meanwhile, my character's running off the edge and dying over and over, and I'm like, what's going on? What's happening? She's not doing what I want her to do.
At one point, I just started running in circles.
No,
Like,
listen,
there's no point.
at one point, we all went to the soda machine and started throwing sodas out. That was, to me, and it's funny, to me, that was the most fun I had with this game. I think this game, for me, was fun when I wasn't caring about the orders or taking the game too serious, and we were just joking around. Because
Yeah, we
typically,
also got 1 star on that
and
level.
that was the most fun 1 star that I've played the entire time I played this game. I live for the chaos. That was so fun.
No, in real life, I don't like too many cooks in the kitchen, but in Overcooked, I definitely don't.
Get out!
Get out in the kitchen. Sierra, would you recommend this game to couples who game and who don't game?
Well, as a certified therapist. Oh wait, no, that's not me.
Honorary.
Yes, most definitely. I actually feel like it helped us a lot with our communication because in the beginning, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, and I'm pretty sure we started to hate each other when we first started playing this. But as things tend to take time and you progress and you learn to work together, I think our communication molded into something where now we can play and it's just like it's perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this to couples that don't game at all?
I don't know about that. This is the skill it took to play this. I think you might need to have a little bit of, background in gaming, but I don't know. It's one of those that I guess anybody could pick up and learn.
Cool. Johnny Lay, questions to you.
If you want a divorce or to break up, yes, play it. It's an easy out. I love the game. I think absolutely it's fun to play together. Kind of going back to your question about non-gamers, I don't really consider myself a big gamer, and I loved it and I picked it up very quickly. The mechanics are easy. I think it's a wonderful game. I'd recommend it to literally anybody.
Awesome. Matthew.
So like Sierra said, we actually played this game about 5 years ago for the first time. And, this actually did, and that sounds like an exaggeration, but it did teach us a lot of communication skills because it's hard to talk at the same time and anything happen. Anything at all, get
True.
any communication across, and you learn that really quick when you're playing Overcooked. So that was a lot of fun. But no, just for me, I like you said, Lewis, playing this with other people, just anybody, it's just a lot of fun. And I think that pretty much anybody can sit down in front of this and find some sort of enjoyment. So yeah, I'd recommend it.
And listen, again, even for the staunch negative guy that's here tonight, I would definitely recommend this game for couples. The game is fun. I think anybody can find something in this game, definitely in moderation. Again, me personally, you get a half hour to an hour max from me in this game. I'll play any other game for a longer period of time, but this game, I think you just need to be in the right mood, in the right mindset to play. For the parents out there, maybe don't do it right after bedtime because the stress levels are high as hell during that time of the night. And then to just jump into Overcooked, probably not the best combination. I can think of other co-op games out there, but just to play with friends, have a good time, have some drinks. This is a fantastic game. And yes, I would recommend this game to just about anybody. So there you have it, folks. We have 2 real couples who have been together for a very long time collectively. And this game seems to be a smash hit amongst all of us, even me. So I would like to go ahead and give a special thanks to the girls as we go ahead and close out our show. I'm going to start out here with Johnny Lay. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure. You've been a day one supporter of me, and I really appreciate that. And by me, I mean we here at Lobby Up. So thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Sierra has also been a staunch supporter of us from the beginning. So again, thank you as well, Sierra, for joining us today here at Lobby Up.
I'll never do it again. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for having me.
And I think this is a perfect time to go ahead and let you guys go. But before we do, I would like to go ahead and leave the couples out there with some parting words. If you're in a one-sided relationship with gaming and your significant other loves games and you're just not there, I implore you to take the plunge. There are so many games out there like Overcooked begging to bring you and your significant other closer together. From Overcooked to It Takes Two and everything in between. Here at Lobby Up, we're ready to play those games and present them to you. Thank you for lobbying up with us.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye, guys.